Good afternoon. Welcome to Green Bicep. This is week number 4. So, what's going on? China is in the news. It's China, the Chinese New Year. They're celebrating over there. They're all on vacation till the end of the month, and travel's picking up. The country's opening up. We're seeing things start to move. This is excellent for everyone. The downside is this potentially will kick up inflation in the second half of the year in the United States of America, and that would force the Federal Reserve to raise rates more. So that's just reality. China is a $20 trillion economy, so this is material. They were in a recession for 3 years. They had a housing crisis, and they cleaned out some bad debt, and now the Chinese economy is ready to move forward. And so it's going to take a lot of pushing and shoving, because the numbers have been pretty nasty, but we have seen some signals that there's liquidity going into the system there. And so the coal ban was lifted in the last few weeks, which is great for the shippers, and the shippers is one of my top more aggressive companies I like. That's part of my list, the shippers in general. Imports will increase because of that. China is focused on its fiscal economic recovery. So what does that mean? The fiscal is talking about the Belt and Road Initiative, providing stimulus to real estate and to the people in the rural areas. That is a focus currently now, and it's happening. Unfortunately, last week, China's GDP came in weak, down 1%. And this is a little off topic, but I thought it was important. We must rebuild a world order, says the Japan Minister of the Economy, based on the fundamental values of freedom, democracy, human rights, and rule of law. He says we must build a world order. All right, so now about the market. The stock market was flat for the week. Monday through Thursday, it sold off pretty good. Then on Friday, it basically recovered all that. Today was up a little bit. There's definitely a bull market within a bear market right now. Oil started catching a bid, likely having to do with China opening up. Consumer PPI came in, producer price index. So what the producers are raw materials, they're getting it. How much did it go up year over year? 6%, but it is trending down. But that is still quite high. Permits, starts, and existing home data came in last week, and it was all weak. Nothing to even talk about there. It was just simply weak. Not looking good. Lumber was up 25% for the week, and that's likely has to do with the home builders starting to build inventory for currently when the weather unthaws and they could build actually homes. But year over year, down 63% is lumber. Gasoline was up 5.7% to $2.64, and the oil rig count dropped to 613. And prior I had total rigs. Now this is just oil, but the trend is same. It's down, so this would imply that the U.S. Is going to eventually put pressure on the cost of oil in the United States. So that would be good, a play with owning the oil. Some oil names, and that's part of my watch list as well. Google, Microsoft, and Wayfair laid off. Total for the week were 31,000 employees laid off. And Turkey was up 10%, the country, 172% year over year. Now the question is why? Well, there's hyperinflation in Turkey, Venezuela, and Argentina, and all their markets are going whoosh, whoosh. And unfortunately, though, the people are suffering there because as a result of this inflation, and they're locked in. They can't leave. The pound, British pound, was up 2% against the U.S. dollar. That is material. I don't know why the pound was up that much. Yeah, but I'll figure it out eventually. German electricity was up 57% to $203 for each megawatt hour. But that is down 17% year over year. But the up 57% is a lot in a week. And especially when you look at the size of the German economy, that's almost $5 trillion. their economy, and 84 million people. It's material. So what's coming up this week? There are 3 auctions for treasuries or government bonds. They're trying to raise money, the U.S. government. And the 5-year note auction is on Wednesday. That's you should watch it, or if I'm going to try finding the data and seeing, because it's all about liquidity. If there's not a good demand, then, yeah, we'll see how that plays. So then the airlines, credit card providers, Microsoft and Tesla and Intel report this week, plus many others. But those are definitely Microsoft and Tesla. I think actually make a bet with the audience here. Tesla will outperform Microsoft over the next 39 months from today. You're going to see. Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, that's not possible. Mark your calendar. Semiconductors. All right, I'm looking into semiconductors. Will there be a play on the mid-year as China opens up, demand opens up, and hopefully the U.S. economy stays moving forward? There should be significant demand, actually. So they may be on my watch list, but I got to do more research. Coming up this week is GDP data, which is the economy, PMI, Purchases Manager Index, retail inventory, PCE, it's Michigan sentiment, housing. Yeah, it's all there. Inflation data, permits. So it's a busy week. I'll track all that for next week. And so basically that is it. Oh, we have my list. Let's see. I am not going to talk through everything. This thing's not clicking very well. So I'm trying to go as fast. Well, I did add Teladoc on my watch list. They're definitely, it's not a buy. And then Nucor, it's not a buy. Well, Nucor might be a buy, but the point is it's not in my buy list, which I don't technically have a buy list. I just have a list. So we'll keep it at that. So I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed the content. It should be a fun week. Big picture, nothing really has changed. So it's probably going to be, like this for a little bit until the Federal Reserve comes out in 7 days or so and raises rates. And then we might get new news about what they may do. But I'll just keep you on the pulse of what's happening in Turkey and around China. And, the markets in general. Brazil is up. Let's see. Yeah, Venezuela was up 11% last week, 290% year over year. Vietnam, though, was an interesting one. It was up 6%, but it's down, depending on the exchange, 20 to 30%. So that is one to look at. Bitcoin was actually up 8% on the week. That's great. Down 40% year over year. The only other one I didn't mention prior was eggs. They were down 16%, but still up 250% year over year. Likely bird flu. And so I'm just digging through for anyone that hung out. Capacity utilization came in, dropped a little in the U.S. from 79 to basically 78, and so the manufacturing facilities are running at 80%, which is basically full time, because you got to have time for changeovers and shifts and repairs and maintenance and just having employees. So 80, they're basically maxed out. So we don't have enough manufacturing capacity in the U.S. today, and that's putting price pressure on everything. All right, I'm gonna wrap up here. I appreciate your time, and if you like the content, a like would be appreciated, and thank you. Have a great day. Bye.